Okay guys, now what I'm going to show you is another scenario that my opponent can give me in terms of base. What my opponent is going to do is, she's going to posture and give me almost like a deadlift base. You know, she has a strong back, she has strong knees, like she's just strong. So what's going to happen? To the beach. What's going to happen is, she's going to do this deadlift posture. Obviously, I already am under her leg. So what I'm going to feel like is I can't pull her to me. There's no more pulling her to me because there's no weight on her arms anymore. It's just all on her huge, huge back and legs. So that's what we're going to do in this spot. I'm going to get to the leg hug and she's going to flex her huge back. Going to end up in a deadlift spot and I'm going to go around her leg. And
got jokes, huh?
I'm going to end up into the leg hug, okay? So I'm going to be here. I'm going to set up the leg hug, all the cool ways that we know so far. I'm going to go boom, boom, collar sleeve. Her elbow's going to close. I'm going to get to the leg hug. So once I get to, you could be normal first.
Okay.
Once I get to the leg hug, the base she's going to give me is, she's going to feel that I'm trying to push her butt to her heel. She's going to remove her butt from her heel. She's going to posture up like so. Notice her arm's going to be pretty high up. I'm going to feel like there's no weight for me to pull on me, right? So what am I going to do? I'm going to drop my knee. I'm going to invert by stepping on her however I want. I'm going to go on my body like so. Once I get here, I'm going to bring my knee to the floor. I'm going to walk my head to the side of her. Stay up, please.
Oh.
So I bring my hips up. I'm going to walk my head to the side of her body. Now I'm going to bring her knee on top of my body. And now notice what's going to happen to her base. My whole body is on this side of her. So now she has no balance on this side of her body because I basically flanked around her body. Once I get here, I'm going to grab her toe, lift up her leg, and now we're back in the traditional spots that we were from before. Okay, so again. From here. Spider lasso. Collar sleeve, I close her elbow, I get to the leg hug, she postures up. When she postures, I can't break her balance. I can't do anything. So I'm just going to push. I'm going to step on her shoulder even. I'm just going to step my foot wherever I feel helps me get up. I'm going to help myself get up like this. Now I'm going to keep my foot in her shoulder. I'm going to walk on my head like this. Once I get here, I'm going to walk on my shoulder. I'm going to walk on my shoulder. Look how I walk on my shoulder. Once I get here, I'm going to put her knee on top of my arm, removing her leg from the floor. I'm going to go 2 grips on her leg like so. I'm going to remove her leg from the mat. Now I can end up reverse the Lahiva and all my options from here. So you see guys how when she does this deadlift, she's anchoring herself. Like I keep explaining what the anchor is. And the anchor, I pull her head to me. That's 1. 2, I can't pull her to me. I go to her. When I'm doing leg hug, I'm pulling to her. She creates that anchor in her leg, that her leg feels super heavy. I can't pull her upper body, so I just move my head to her. You see? That's all we're doing here. We're just following our standard rules of jiu-jitsu. Anchor versus manually moving. Okay? So I go for the leg hug. Before her weight's on her butt, she's sitting down. She's using her arms, pushing me. This time, she uses her posture and deadlift in her back. Now I can't lift up her leg anymore. So what does that mean? I can't lift up her leg, so I'm going to lift myself up with her leg. That's kind of a rule of thumb for you guys that you can start thinking about. If I can't lift up her leg, I lift myself up using the leg I can't lift up. Okay? You see how it's the opposite of what you did before, but it's literally the same thing. I'm still lifting something, just my body this time instead of lifting her leg. I lift, I start angling myself around this knee. Once I get around it, I end up in a spot where she's super compromised because there's no more balance on this side once my body is on this side. Remember how I said before, for someone to balance on this side with their butt, if their butt exceeds their heel, they fall. Okay? If I make my heel in front of my butt, I have balance. But if I place my body on this side of their heel, notice, now it's like my butt is again outside her heel. It's the same thing as this. So she has no base on this side. The only way to base would be back. That's why I could lift the leg up. So again, clear. Close elbow, I lift, I get the under her, I go here. Go live feet, please, Simon. That's going to help you stay up. If we're bigger people, this is a great move, okay? My sister's a little smaller than me, so it's going to be more difficult to do it with someone smaller than you because it'll feel easier just to lift up their leg.
You have a bigger personality, though.
Yeah, you make it up with your personality. Okay, so I'm here. I lift up my leg. I step. I go on my shoulder like this, and I come up like this. Once I get here, notice, guys. If we get a student, I want them to see how I'm climbing underneath. So if you just go here, yeah, just keep your back flexed. You know, keep the gun showing.
Always.
Yep. So I'm here. Notice how her heel and knee are still like she still has balance. As I walk with my knee on the floor, look how my body's already in front of her knee. Now I simply can lift up her leg and go to the spot from before. Do you have any balance on this side?
No, you took my leg off the ground.
You see how it completely dominates this side completely? Now look how I can lift up her leg. You see? Now she falls she posts and now we land in this spot. Okay? So again. Here. Color sleeve. Here. She postures up. She does the devil. I lift myself up. All I do now is I go here and I gotta put my knee to the floor. So post your knees on the floor. Yes. If you're having trouble doing this, that means the person's leg is light. You can lift it up. I move myself. I get to this side of her body. I take her knee off the floor. I grab the hip. Once I get here, she falls. End up in all our spots from before. Okay. I can grab anything I want to help me get up. I can even just use my body to do it, you see? I don't have to even grab anything. I can just bring my knee to my chest and help myself invert. I can step on her to help me invert. When all her weight's on this leg, it's going to be very easy to get on your shoulder. You just swing, bring your body up. Her knee is here. I move my head. So I'm stepping on the floor with my head and my knee. My head's on the mat and my knee is on the mat. So I can move. Now I can lift the foot off the floor. Now I'm back in the spot. Okay, so now I'm here. Again. I get here. My knee's on the floor. I walk with my knee and my head. Keep your knee on the floor. Yep. I walk. I get here. Once I get here, if she has live foot, I can go to the upper part of her body first, to then move the bottom. If she has dead, we do other things. But typically the deadlift will be when they have live foot, I believe. But the people, when they're bigger and stronger than you, they could probably do dead foot and posture like that as well. You know, like someone 200 pounds. They can kind of deadlift in every spot you try to do. So, here.
My 200 pounds of personality?
Yes. 99% plus one. I agree. Yeah. Hey, go on my shoulder. Once I get here, if she pressures me and starts putting weight on me, now her upper body's heavy again. What does that mean? That means I can push her armpit. And now I can start going leg hug. So if she doesn't pressure me forward, she just stays back, then I just stay with what I'm doing. I climb around her. She decides to come into me, then we do all the things from before, right? With her head, this, all of our easy things from before. Now she's posturing. I just go on my shoulder. I walk, I bring the knee off the floor. Once I get the knee off the floor, I go 2-on-1. On the top, look. Now I'm in the spot from before. Go. Again, sorry.
Do I do it the opposite way? Like...
Yeah. Do that.
You can see my post game.
Of course. You can see your back from a different angle. Here. Here. I get here. You go on the toe. My arm goes under. Attach. Get here. So you guys see how we're able to make all these cool combinations and setups from this leg hug exchange, and how when there's no weight on my upper body, it becomes rather easy for me to get on my shoulder because she literally pulls me up. It's exactly like I said, the concept of manually moving versus anchoring someone. The anchoring. So before we manually move the knee into our shoulder, now because she's doing the anchor, I move myself off of her anchor, and then I move the knee onto my shoulder. Instead of before I had to pull her knee onto my shoulder, I move myself to her knee. You see the difference? It's just exactly that everywhere pretty much I do this. So we're going to continue from here. This was the deadlift scenario where my opponent deadlifts, and we're going to keep going from here.